Hey, you guys. My name is Life Coach Bridget, and I have been a certified life coach for well over 20 years. Okay, been doing this for many, many moons. And recently I shared a video of Tyrese being interviewed. Now, many of us are aware of Tyrese's mental breakdown. We're all aware of, his journey, and it hasn't been easy for him. All right, we're aware of the many memes and the many things that have been said about him, both negative and positive. Okay, well, during his interview, he was asked, was he healed? And he responded no. And the young lady says, well, why not heal first? Meaning, why not heal before getting into another relationship? And Tyrese responded to her in his truth. It's not good for everybody to be alone after a painful, depressing breakup. He says, because that's how some people unalive themselves. Now, he didn't use the word unalive, but you know where I'm going with this. Okay. So I captioned the video when I shared it as, now, what he's saying does hold, quote unquote, some truth, because it does. Then I received this question right here. Thank you, Nikisha, for this question. I really appreciate you for that. And I'd be more than happy to explain it. See, contrary to what some people may say, think, or feel, people need people. Okay? And just as good and bad are related, hurt people hurt people, well, healed people can heal people. All right? And just because he was in that relationship that didn't work out for him, maybe the next relationship he gets into will. Maybe that person is able to pull out the good in him, and maybe that person can support him in seeing the best in himself, okay, which will help him to be a better person to himself as well as to whomever he's with. All right. Now, I know how people like to focus on the downside of things, but that's not where I'm at with that. See, here's the thing. Let's just say it wasn't Tyrese. Okay, let's just say it wasn't him. Let's say it was somebody that you love, not someone you tolerate, but someone you love. You actually love, like your child. Okay, you actually love, like your mom, your dad. Let's say it was somebody like that, and they experienced the same thing Tyrese experienced. Okay, he had a mental breakdown. They did just like Tyrese does, and many other people do. A lot of people use social media, the internet, as their safe haven, their place of therapy. Okay, so they go there, they express themselves, and now that while they're continuing on their healing journey, most people will focus and remained focused on the downside. He was crying, he was doing this, he was doing that, but if it's somebody that you love, you would never say that. You would never ridicule them. You would never judge them at all. As a matter of fact, it could be somebody that you don't even know, like most celebrities that you do know. Let's do away with Tyrese, okay? Let's do a celebrity that you absolutely admire, okay? And let's just say they suffer a mental breakdown. You guys would be all on this, coming up with all kind of excuses and this, that, and the other. And I'll use Krishan Rock as an example, okay? You guys give her all kind of passes, all kind of excuses, and this, that, and the other, all right? But you guys will condemn, what's his name? Blueface, all right? When truth be told, they both, okay, they both suffer from mental illness, all right? But again, we support people that we like. We ridicule, judge, or say nothing about people that we don't like. All right. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to crying, the healing is in the tears. So if a person is crying and they letting it all out, especially if they're giving you one of those gut-wrenching cries, where it's snotting and all that other cool stuff. And I say cool stuff because it is really cool stuff, because they are healing. It hurts that bad, and they're getting to the grit of that pain. Okay. And they're bringing it forward. All right. So, I don't knock people for crying or expressing themselves through tears and that nature. I really don't. Now, we must also understand that there are some people who are more vocal with things that they are going through than others. Some people will suffer in silence, and that could be detrimental. Seriously, some people will unalive themselves because they are suffering in silence, and they're doing so because they feel that no one will understand them should they go ahead and express themselves verbally. Okay, or you're going to talk about me, or you're going to whatever, you're going to do anything on the downside. But let me ask you this. Have you guys ever heard of the grief theory? Now, I mentioned the grief theory because I was going to mention it yesterday, but somebody commented on my post and they brought it up. And the grief theory is definitely a thing, okay? As a matter of fact, I'll read to you from Google, my husband, okay? I'll read to you some of the signs or some of the common stages of the grief theory. All right, and here we go. I'm just going to make it real quick, but and I'm reading from Psychom, okay, Psycom. Now, a Swiss psychiatrist named Kubler, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. If not, please forgive me. Kubler-Ross. She first introduced her 5-stage grief model in her book On Death and Dying. Okay, now let me say this. In 1969, Kubler, her first name is Elizabeth, okay, but she described the 5 common stages of grief, popularly referred to as DABAD. That is so wrong. DABDA, okay? DABDA, which is denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, okay? And I stated on that comment that Tyrese is in the bargaining stage. Tyrese is looking for someone who will give him reciprocity. He wants to love. He wants to be loved. Okay, and the amount of love that he gets out, he wants it back and some in return. See, here's the thing about the grief theory. It is now more readily known that these 5 stages of grief theory are most commonly observed in the grieving population, and Tyrese is a part of the grieving population. Okay, and I could go into more about this grief theory, but here's the thing. When you're going through a grieving stage, these flies getting on my nerves and I'm about to get up and go walk. But anyway, when you're going through a grieving stage, some people choose, like the gentleman in the comments, they choose to see the beauty in life. They choose to continue to want to receive love and be loved. So why am I going to wait? Okay, as I wait, time is passing me by. That person that's for me could be passing me by. Yeah, but you get with somebody else and then you cause them more damage and this, that, and the other. Stay focused, you guys. Okay, stop going over to the downside of things first and just stay focused for a minute. All right. The upside of that is you're focused. The upside of that is you're choosing to not be alone. You're choosing to give love another try. You're choosing to get into a relationship. And here's the thing. If you get into a relationship with someone, be open and honest with that person. Let that person know your triggers. Okay, have these conversations with people. I posted a video not too long ago about a gentleman who laid out 10 questions to ask before getting into a relationship. And do you know that everybody took that way left? Yeah, but they gonna lie. Yeah, you focused on the wrong thing. Here's the thing, okay? Because Tyrese is in the grieving stage, what would be best for Tyrese at this point in time is to be honest. Go into the relationship letting this woman know your triggers, letting this woman know your journey, letting this woman know who you are, being completely transparent, being completely vulnerable, being completely accountable, okay, for your actions, all right, and allowing this person the opportunity to say yay or nay if they choose to be in the relationship with you or not. Okay, but there is definitely a grief theory out there, and people, that community definitely exists. All right, so instead of judging or ridiculing a person, try talking to a person instead of talking about them. All right. And that's why I say some of what he says holds truth. People need people, contrary to what's being said.